Hello, welcome to All or Nothing. Today I am sitting with James. I'll let you introduce yourself, talk about yourself for a bit, and we can get down to know you, my brother.
Sure thing. Well, first off, thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
I'm honored to be here. I've seen all the folks you've interviewed, and I don't know why you chose me to be on this. But no, James Marin, for those who don't know, 29 years old, turning big 30 in a few months, which is crazy, but born and raised in Somerville, Mass. I moved out here to Methuen like 5-6 years ago when wife and I bought the house. So it's been hasn't been the most like exciting place.
Yeah.
The gym opening up here was probably the best thing that's happened to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit about myself. So always kind of been into the fitness world. And started playing football at a young age since I was like 9 years old. And from there carried on till high school, all the way through my senior year. And honestly, that was kind of the main goal,
Yeah.
to make it to the league. And things happen. I got a pretty big injury my junior year, fractured my pelvis.
Jeez.
And so God had different plans for me after that. And so I want to say, like, after high school, I feel like my fitness just kind of became a little bit stale.
Yeah.
It was just more so lifting. I wasn't running as much as I would with football, so I put on a significant amount of weight.
Yeah.
And things kind of fizzled out. And during my 20s, I was just really lifting for the hell of it. You know, I
Yeah.
didn't really have any intention of going after a set goal or anything of that nature. So now things have definitely flipped. So I can keep rambling, but that's kind of the short.
You mentioned like turning 30. You know how people always have those ongoing jokes of like, you feel it, you feel
Yeah.
yourself turning
Oh, I
30.
know.
Do you, I mean, we're both in our late 20s,
Yeah.
but do you feel it as a person? And not in a sense of like, I know you feel a lot of things, like you're running all the time, so your body's fatigued, and we'll talk about like certain injuries. But do you feel like the lifting and working out and just ultimately being healthier in well-rounded workouts, do you feel like it's slowed down the impact of your age?
I think it depends the level of effort that you're putting into it.
Yeah.
And since I've been doing that at a whole different level these past few years, I feel like my fitness age has gone down.
Yeah,
So I feel
yeah.
younger than I did 5 years ago,
Yeah.
believe it or not. But yes, to your question, like the older you get, the more you feel things,
Yeah.
specifically with like mixing in alcohol, right? Like
Do you
that's
still drink?
not really, only on
Yeah.
special occasions.
No.
But when I do drink, I do feel
You
it.
do feel
like
it.
the
It
next
does linger.
2-3 days, which is crazy because when you're 21, 22 at the time, like you could get hammered, dude.
You can be
And
dumb.
and then wake up and hit a PR.
Yeah.
But it's just not like that anymore, and I'd say
Yeah.
that's where I feel it the most. You think of like recovery too. So now that I've been
Yeah.
into running, you won't recover overnight.
Yeah.
Like you need, especially coming off a long distance session or a fast session,
Yeah.
like you need your legs to recover, and then incorporating things like mobility. Like
Yeah.
that's something I overlooked all of my 20s.
I still kind of overlook it. I gotta get better at mobility.
But without it, you can't get into the next level of your fitness.
Yeah.
Because recovery is so crucial to your process, right? So yeah, I think to your question, it's a lot has changed, but
Yeah.
learning and becoming more knowledgeable to kind of mitigate risk around injury and preventing yourself from growing and being a better overall fitness person, like you got to factor in all these other things.
So, take me back to your first race, right? In the first race, I mean specifically the race where the night before you're kind of like your nerves are setting in. When was it, and how old were you, and what was going on through your mind starting that process?
So the first race?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll preface this by saying I'm no like elite runner
Yeah,
by any means, and I haven't been running my whole life.
Yeah.
And so my first official race, believe it or not, was a marathon.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy.
No,
This
yeah,
was
it's nuts, dude.
about a year ago, but not to say I didn't put in a lot of effort. I didn't just
Yeah.
wake up.
And just said, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm not like Kyle,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
he
yeah,
just,
yeah.
you know, he
No,
can just
he's
roll out of
nuts.
bed and
He's nuts.
run a marathon. No, but yeah, man, the night before that, a lot of prep work went into that.
Yeah.
So it was more so just getting the mind ready.
Mm-hmm.
But the nerves were kicking in like crazy. You know, the beautiful thing about the marathon is anybody can do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter about the pace. It's all about finishing it, at
Yeah.
least in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And in my experience. Once you start taking away from that and start focusing on your pace, that's where you kind of lose the beauty of it.
Yeah.
So I think my first marathon will always be my best one, just because I'll never forget the feeling of before the race, not knowing if I'm actually going to finish. Because leading up to your marathon, you only train up to, this depends on your level of training and where you're at,
Yeah.
but you only work up to like 20 miles.
Yeah.
Or like 22 miles. And then the extra miles, it's like unknown.
Yeah.
It's like uncharted territory. So once you come to race day, it's like, oh shit.
You finna figure it out.
Dude, yes. And your body is feeling different after every mile.
Yeah.
Every mile marker, you feel like you're feeling it differently in different parts of your body.
Yeah.
So, and it's crazy, man. Like thinking about like when I finished, as I was approaching the finish line, like you inevitably just get emotional.
Yeah.
Because it's like shit. Like you thought you would never do this.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just an experience that I highly recommend everyone at least chasing after.
Yeah.
Again, it's not about pace. That's why I love seeing people get into running, because
Yeah.
it's like I know they're eventually gonna get to a marathon, hopefully. But if not, I think running alone shouldn't be overlooked.
What inspired the marathon in the first place? Like, what was it?
Yeah, that's a good question. And it's funny because leading up to this, I was thinking about what kind of drove me to sign up for my first marathon. But really thinking back, it was my wife she's a police detective now. And when she was working on getting into the force, there was a lot of running involved with becoming a cop.
Yeah.
And just kind of going through the academy. And so one day, I joined her for one of her training runs. And it was like a 3-mile run. And like I said, I played football in the past, so like
You thought you were
I was
gonna
like,
be breezed
that's
by
like
it.
nothing. Dude, I get to mile 2 and I am gassed.
Yeah.
At the time, obviously I didn't know much about like pacing, so I was just going full out sprint.
Yeah.
And then from there, dude, believe it or not, I just got hooked.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I want to go buy a new pair of running shoes.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know it, we worked on building out like a garage gym, so we had a treadmill at the time.
Dude, I've seen the garage.
Yeah,
it looks
that's like
lit.
that's the backup one.
Yeah.
But this one's 24/7, so
Yeah.
you'll barely see me in there. But yeah, then I got into treadmill running, and then it went from like being able to do 2 to then 3 miles and then 4, and then incrementally it just went up.
Yeah.
And I think the overall challenge of
Curiosity.
like the curiosity too,
Yeah.
just the challenge of knowing that I could do more and set the bar higher. That kind of reignited my spark for fitness again.
Yeah.
Because you think about lifting, I feel like for me, in my experience, you get to a point where you can only lift so much.
Yeah.
Say like 225 for bench.
Yeah.
You hit that benchmark, and then it's like, all right, you're probably gonna add 5 to 10 pounds over
Yeah.
a matter of months or weeks. But like, dude, running, sky's the limit, and,
Yeah.
and that's why I love it. So.
Yeah. Is there, like, I know recently you went through an injury. Was it the Achilles? The Achilles?
Yeah, it's the Achilles. It's tendonitis.
Yeah.
So typically, what happens with running is that, at least a habit of mine is you don't listen to your body when it's telling you to stop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then you're so disciplined on like following a plan
Yeah.
where you feel like if you miss one workout, like your marathon is going to go to shit.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's my paranoia and like how I manage the training aspect of things. So I wasn't being smart about it. I was just kind of running on a sore Achilles for some time, and when you start ramping into like 30 to 40 mile weeks,
Yeah.
you're going to feel something. And going back to your question earlier about how you feel as you get older,
Yeah.
you have to incorporate these rehab and like mobility sessions. Otherwise, like you're going to run into these situations. But yeah, been dealing with this Achilles, man, all year, and it's frustrating because I did my first marathon last year.
Yeah.
And my goal was just to get faster.
Yeah.
And without having those speed sessions, it's hard to kind of get to that next level.
Yeah.
So this has been hindering for a bit. It's been on and off. Right now it's good.
Yeah.
But then tomorrow it could be sore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been frustrating.
So like, you spoke to me about my knowledge and my art and what I like, and the idea of the question of, do I dive deeper into it, or is it just kind of like randomized? And I guess I'll reflect the question back to you. When you started running and getting more into that lifestyle, did you have any people that you looked up to or mentors? Did you start diving deep into the rabbit hole of runners? Did you get into Dave Goggins? Like, what happened?
I feel like most runners have this in common, but
You got the watch.
That came after. Yeah.
Every runner got the watch.
Yeah, but also the David Goggins book, Andy. I feel like my mindset shifted significantly when I read Goggins Can't Hurt Me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've had a chance to read it,
No.
but it's life changing, man.
Yeah.
Because you resonate with a lot of what Goggins went through, not to the extreme that he did.
Yeah.
But just even if it's at a minuscule level, it's all about like tapping into the unknown.
Yeah.
And like pushing yourself to areas that you'd never been before, both mentally and physically.
Yeah.
So that was a compelling event for me, and then obviously picked up running with the combination of the story I told you about my wife getting into police academy and all that good stuff. And then the two worlds just kind of collided, and that's how it all kind of started. So Goggins definitely being a crucial, I guess, influencer in my experience. And then the other guy I really look up to is Nick Bare.
Yeah.
So he runs his own supplement company. And the one thing that I guess I really love about my fitness now, it's not only running, it's also lifting. So it's the whole idea of like hybrid training.
Yeah.
And Nick Bare, I came across him with one of the YouTube videos that he had out, and it was all about just like how to incorporate lifting and running, and kind of breaking the stigma of, oh, you can't do both, because if you're running and lifting, you're going to burn all your muscle and all these things that people say. Yeah. Which honestly, I was guilty of it, because I thought, if I want to get big and jacked, I should probably skip out on the running piece.
Yeah.
So maybe it does result to a different type of physique where I'll never achieve like a Chris Bumstead physique.
Yeah.
But it's more of something of a well-rounded, where you get the best of both worlds. And that's my preference. That's kind of the target that I'm going after.
And it's interesting, because that was kind of my follow-up question is, how do you start? Like if right, somebody watching this is trying to get into more of hybrid workouts and trying to get into, I want to be a better runner, but I also don't want to lose this muscle. And actually, I think I'm probably speaking a little bit more myself as well. Like, I chop down 45 minutes in the Stairmaster, but every single time I'm on it, I think about, if I continue to do this, I might be losing certain things, like the number on the dumbbell when I press it.
Yeah.
And how do you start? How do you balance the two of them? Like what's your split? Is it as simple as that?
That's a great question. And I think it could be as simple as just like hitting your typical lift and then incorporate running, whether it's on the same day or the day after.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to start with running a significant amount of miles every day, because you're just going to get gassed out.
Yeah.
You want your body to adapt. But yes, ideally get to a point where you are doing both on the same day. But I'd say that the biggest advice is don't overlook nutrition.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to bodybuilding, and I don't know much about bodybuilding, I know that some folks don't really focus on keeping the carb intake too high.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but
Most people are afraid of carbs. Yeah.
like if I were to go up to a bodybuilder that's on prep and I'd say, hey, you got to eat 500 grams of carbs today, like they probably freak out because it's a lot, and they want to keep it, a good physique. But if you're going to be incorporating running, like you need carbs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carbs is literally fuel, and you treat it as gas
Yeah.
when you're going out for your runs, and also fueling your lifts.
Yeah.
So carbs is probably the number one thing that you want to incorporate if you want to manage the hybrid training. And the other part is high intake with your protein.
Yeah.
Because if it is true, like if you're adding on a shit ton of mileage, you could lose muscle.
Yeah.
But you prevent it with your nutrition. So you got to keep that dialed in with a high protein intake.
Yeah.
So obviously, follow the general rule of thumb of 1 gram per body weight. I think that'll suffice, and that's what I've been leaning towards.
Yeah.
But yes, like nutrition, to your question, like both protein, carbs, like that's super important outside of your actual workouts.
Yeah.
So
You mentioned that, like, obviously, I think we know you and your wife work out, right?
yeah.
Do you feel like having that support system in and out of the gym has also excelled you as a person and in physicality, but also emotionally? Because I'm assuming
100%. Yeah.
a huge part of the running and training for these marathons or these Hyroxes is also an emotional standpoint too. Like how much does it help having somebody by your side who's also undergoing the same thing? But two, what are the emotional aspects of these events?
Yeah, I'd say I think it comes down to the individual.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I think I've built my way up where discipline plays a huge role. So with or without support, I think I can get to a specific goal. But having a partner that's kind of on the same page and supporting you along the way
Yeah.
makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
And it's more of a supplement
Yeah.
to where you're already at, because inevitably you're going to have days where you just don't feel like
wanna
running.
do
man.
anything. Yeah.
And yes, like discipline can carry you forward.
Mm-hmm.
And you, as an individual, you'll get it done no matter what.
Yeah.
But then having that support system of like, hey, like you got this,
Yeah.
it goes a long way.
Yeah.
The other part to this too is them being on the same page.
Yeah.
Because then it's vice versa. Like you've got goals to hit too.
Yeah.
So you're going to have days where you're up and I'm down, or the other way around. And so it's great having
Yeah.
a partner being on the same page, and especially with the nutrition stuff, man.
Oh my
right?
God.
Because-
Yeah. It's tough when someone's hungry and you gotta go grab some food.
Yeah.
And you kind of need somebody to tell you, yeah, we should probably not eat that, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, you're right.
It's there's a lot. That's where the motivation comes in.
Yeah.
Like my wife does a really great job of just like meal prepping.
Yeah.
Like the other day, she did like 20 meals,
Jeez.
and it's a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
So without that, I think to myself, okay, if I didn't have the time to meal prep or didn't make the time to meal prep,
Yeah.
I could easily default to takeout food, which we all know it's not
Yeah.
the best path to go down. So, yeah, if you have two people on the same page with that stuff, nutrition and working out, like,
Yeah.
it just creates a whole different dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I always wonder this in the aspect of bodybuilders, right? Like they lift heavy, and I always wonder, damn, what's the end goal, right? Because if the numbers never end,
Yeah.
right? You'll always want to be stronger or lift heavier, or more so heavy lifters, less bodybuilders.
Right.
But
Yeah.
like I always wonder, how about you, right? Is it until the wheels fall off? Is it until it's the knees, the thighs, and the hamstrings, everything hurting? Like, what is ultimately, like, do you have this goal of yours, and how are you a perfectionist? Is there an end to it, or is it always just like, is it a hamster wheel? Do you, like,
Yeah.
is that your motive?
I feel like because I've recently discovered running, I've
Yeah.
only been running for just under 2 years.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just scratching the
Yeah.
surface.
Yeah.
And the fact that I've been fortunate to achieve things like a marathon,
Yeah.
to me that tells me like the bar could be set so much higher.
Yeah.
Whether it's like running faster marathon times, or doing crazy things like an Ironman.
Yeah.
Which do you know what an Ironman consists of?
I know. Short answer, no. But
Okay.
I know it's rigorous. That's all.
So I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But then I got into the running space, and dude, an Ironman is like the craziest fitness challenge out there.
Yeah.
Because it's comprised of, I think it's a 2.1 mile swim. And then right after that, it's open water. Right after that, you're hopping on a bike for about 110 miles. And then
That's
for the
wild.
last piece, you're running a marathon. And that's
Jesus.
all in one event.
How long does that go for? Obviously.
I think like 8 to 10 hours. It's a long, but dude, just thinking about doing that,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
That's a lot.
And the fact that there are people out there achieving this,
and training for
yeah,
it.
it's like, to me,
That's
it
wild.
just, yeah, it lights a fire up in me. And so I feel like that is the end goal.
Yeah.
And there's so much work between now and then to get to that point.
Yeah.
I barely know how to swim. So
Yeah. That's the first step. Imagine
So-
you didn't
so-
know how to ride a bike either. I'm like, oh God.
yeah. So it's going to be a long journey to get there.
Yeah.
And I think accomplishing that, I mean, there's obviously going to it's going to include other achievements along the way, like getting
Yeah.
faster with the marathon. Like, I never thought about being able to run a sub 3 hour
Yeah.
marathon, which
Yeah.
is, I think it's like 6:50 a mile,
Damn.
6 minutes, 50 seconds a mile.
That's impressive.
And to me, that always felt impossible. But the more I've been training,
You're like this.
it's like, it's not really out of reach.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, ultimately, I think it comes down to setting goals for yourself where you
Yeah.
feel like it's unattainable. And that's where you kind of grow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, so yeah, a lot of goals along the way, like Hyrox. I never thought about doing Hyrox.
Yeah.
Kyle hit me up. He's like, hey, tickets just opened up, and I couldn't turn it down.
Yeah.
But now I love it.
Yeah.
So I think along the way, like, running has really reignited the fitness spark in me,
Yeah.
where I'm open to like different things now beyond just lifting.
Yeah.
Right.
And the
So-
capabilities of doing all those things too, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's like, for most events, running is kind of like the staple aspect of it.
Right.
Kind of like the.
From an endurance standpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're obviously continuously a lifter. And so
Yeah.
when Hyrox came through, it kind of felt like, damn, I want to get in. I want to see what this is,
Oh, yeah.
especially because now it's building a lot more hype and it's becoming like this nationwide thing.
Oh yeah.
So it's like it was interesting, and I was there obviously watching you guys go off, and it is exhilarating seeing people that you know just kind of going at it in like this
Yeah.
what feels like our modern day, like, you know, arena,
Yeah.
just being like the truest peak athletic themselves. And
And I
it's
also
tough.
feel like, as a former athlete, it takes you back to like game
Those
day.
days, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there aren't many opportunities where you get to feel like a
Yeah.
pro athlete, but Hyrox will give you a day
Yeah.
to feel that way.
And you got people in the stands watching you. It just probably
exactly.
feels amazing.
It feels awesome, man. And again, it kind of goes back to the point I made about the marathon. Doesn't matter about the pace. Doesn't matter about the time.
Yeah.
Like nobody's looking at the scoreboard and saying, "Hey, like, you got a shitty time."
Yeah.
Like you got the job done, and Hyrox itself, it's really difficult.
Yeah.
Like the relative effort that you put in, your heart rate is pumping like for a full 60 to 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm still questioning whether or not Hyrox is harder than a marathon, believe it or
Really?
not. Yeah. I want to say two obviously different beasts, but marathon, for instance, like you can get into a rhythm and
Yeah.
into a pace where your heart rate is steady the whole time.
Yeah.
And if
And
you've
that's
been,
the challenge, right?
that's the
The
challenge.
steadiness.
Yeah, but like whereas like a Hyrox, you're running, you're hitting a lift or a
Yeah.
station, you're running again, and your heart rate is like up and down.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's a good challenge. I highly recommend anybody to opt in just to like test it out. But that's another like event that I want to get better at for sure.
And you mentioned also the idea of just moving and being new to the area. But one thing that I can say, because I see it, is the amount of, I guess, what's the best way to put it? There's a certain level of like culture in the gym that you're also heavily a part of. Like
Oh, yeah.
you guys, the group of people working out and we're training for the Hyrox together in these running teams, and you're heavily a part of it. You and your wife are heavily a part of it, and that's one thing that at least I see from a certain aspect. I mean, obviously, like I'm kind of tuned in, like,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's I appreciate seeing that, because I think it's like one of the things that I know a lot of gyms don't have is community.
100%.
And
Yeah.
you know, you could have these like forum groups and like these moments where the gym speaks to you, but there's very rare gyms where you guys all get to speak together and do things as a Hyrox, or run, like have a run team,
Yeah.
or just train here together. And I think, like, I guess my question is how did the idea of community and culture, like you said, this gym was probably the best thing to happen for you for living in
Yeah.
Methuen.
Yeah.
How did that impact your day to day? Has it become like most of it?
Yeah. I mean, first off, like shout out to Kyle.
I know.
For,
Shout out to Kyle.
You know, leading from the front. I think he did a great job in just cultivating what it really is here. And I think it starts with leaving your ego at the door and just kind of being a student of the game with all aspects in fitness, right? Whether it's run club, doing some of the classes that are hosted here, and just the community of like leaving, just being open.
Yeah.
Like there's so many people that I've met here
Yeah.
that I compare to a commercial gym that I probably went for 3-4 years straight. I could probably name 2 people
Yeah.
I've met and communicated with.
Yeah.
Whereas like here, it's changed my day-to-day, to your question, where I look forward to not only getting my workout in, but seeing people and like growing these friendships that have started and just kind of working out together.
Have these coffee runs. And
Exactly, dude. And there's nothing better than sharing like experiences with like-minded people too.
Yeah.
With those who are on the hunt of improving themselves in any aspect, right? It could be both fitness or even professionally. I think that plays a huge role here, and it's contagious.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was last night. I was here at like a later session, like 7, 8 o'clock. But dude, the energy was just so electric.
Yeah.
You could tell like everybody was just dialed in.
Yeah.
And back to when I mentioned there's some days where you're just not going to feel good.
Yeah.
But you get to a spot like this and it's like, all right, like it's time to lock in.
Yeah.
You know?
Everybody else is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and it's a big difference because the wife and I, we built like a garage gym with some pretty legit equipment too.
Yeah.
But it doesn't compare to just being in an environment
The
like this,
ambiance, yeah.
where you have a facility that looks so good, like this gym, and then the people in it. So it's played a huge role, and
It set the bar. It set the bar.
It set the bar pretty high.
Lord forbid you ever move, you're gonna be like, oh, like I don't really know.
We don't plan on it.
It's
good. But yeah, I love it here, man.
Yeah, I definitely think that there's just a good balance and a good pocket that any type of gym goer could find themselves like sitting in, right?
Yeah.
You can go full on all insatiable and go crazy with it and be part of every event and ultimately build that community. And you could also be somebody that just comes in here and just goes in, goes out, and it still feels all welcoming. And that is something that like again, shout out to Kyle for being able to kind of achieve this, but also in less than a year. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
like
Oh yeah, it's
Jim's
crazy.
not even a year old, and the idea of like meeting you and everybody, and it's kind of like you guys have all built like a familiar face where I'm like, yeah,
For
like
sure.
that's
Yeah.
like the group, you know, and
Yeah.
it's enjoyable, man, and it's it's one of those things that I feel like personally, there's no way I can ever fall off the wheel
Right.
when surrounded by so
Oh
many
yeah.
people that are
Big
constantly
time.
on it.
Yeah. Yeah, because the other part to it is like the people you meet here, they want to see you
Yeah.
succeed, right?
Yeah.
They're rooting for you whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
Because I feel that way. Like people that have signed up for events, like even the Hyrox small crew that we had going,
Yeah.
like I'm immensely proud of everybody that got that done because
Yeah.
I know the level of work that it took to get there. And so being there collectively as a group, it's a great experience, man.
Yeah.
And I hope I'm confident that we're going to be able to carry that forward to either other High Rocks events or whether that's a different
Yeah,
fitness
yeah, yeah.
challenge that we take on.
Another
So,
thing.
it's great.
Yeah. I honestly, I I would agree. Like the amount of people that I would see here training for this one thing was inspiring itself. I'm like, wow. Like it again, it motivates you one to continue to keep doing what you're doing, but it also out of curiosity makes you want to just join.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
just the group, the inner circle.
Right.
You know, it's and you realize that it's not really an inner circle. There's no
No,
cool
it's
kids table.
exactly.
It's just a matter of
Yeah.
you get into a certain frequency, and that frequency that you tap into, that's what everyone else,
Right.
that you see is at, and you feel that welcoming. Like, there's probably things in your outside life that has nothing to do with fitness at all
Yeah.
that these
Yeah.
people will show up for.
For sure. Yeah.
That is wild.
Right. No,
Like-
it's crazy to think. And I think the crazier part is that sometimes, at least fitness related, people that you've just met at this gym
Yeah.
will be more supportive than people you've known your whole life.
Your whole life.
And I don't know if that's telling from a friendship standpoint, but I think what that calls out is the fact that, again, we're like-minded people.
Yeah.
You meet different people at different stages of your life.
Yeah.
And if those are the ones supporting you up front, then it's genuine support.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
dude,
So-
didn't somebody just come up to you asking you about some running advice?
Exactly.
That's
and
wild.
I love that.
Yeah.
Especially specific to running because,
Get ready. I'm gonna ask you a lot of because I'm trying to get into it. So
oh yeah. I mean, again, like I mentioned earlier, I was never an elite runner.
yeah,
And the reason why I love getting people into running is because I was once at a point where I still am a student of the game,
yeah,
but I remember being at a point where I knew nothing about it. And so just being able to help somebody, even in those early stages, I have a lot of passion for it, and it excites me.
yeah.
So, like, Jerica, she just finished a half
Yeah, I
marathon,
saw that.
like
That's actually
things
impressive.
like that. It's amazing, man. That's what makes me happy, and I feel like with the running portion of things, that's where I see myself growing even more passion, just like getting more people into running,
Yeah.
and kind of breaking the stigma of like not being able to lift and run,
Yeah.
because you definitely can. It's just kind of how you manage it, which I feel like takes a little bit more maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I've always, it's just funny. Adonis and I would talk about it. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
James is nuts. Like, I see the amount of work that you put in, either here or in the garage or on social media, and I'm like, this guy's wild. Like, and I think you can easily tell people's like willingness to keep going, even to the point where like their body's just like, dude, like I
Yeah.
need to chill. What is, I guess, what's next for you? Like, one couple things. How do someone who's watching this, who's going to see you obviously here all the time, like, what can they expect from you in terms of like information or conversation or knowledge if they want to get into it, how often can they come up to you and talk to you
Oh,
about stuff?
man.
I know when you're rowing, I'm like, I'm not going to
Yeah.
talk to him. He's
No,
fucking busy.
yeah, I'm an open book, man. Like I said, I love helping people out. That's just part of, I guess, my personality. But again, like everything that people are picking up as they're getting into running, they're in early stages, so that resonates with me, and I can share what not to do,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Because when I first started, I certainly could have avoided a few things.
Couple injuries.
Yeah, a couple injuries. And so, yeah, like always happy to connect, always happy to provide some advice.
Yeah.
And honestly, learn together.
You dropped a mobility video the other day or yesterday. I
Oh,
was
yesterday, yeah,
I was
because
like, you need to post that on the reel so I can go back to it because my knees are fucked.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to figure some stuff out.
I think, yeah, mobility, just like injury prevention workouts is so important, man, because without it, I wouldn't be able to get to the mileage that I'm
Yeah.
at. But some people are built different. Like some people just still roll out of bed and log
Hit the
you know,
jets,
X
yeah.
amount of miles, and they don't even do a warm up or cool down, and they feel good.
Wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wild.
I got the whole boots at home. Like
Yeah,
I need
just-
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know if you ever tune into
Yeah.
anime, but usually like after like a main character does something crazy, they get fatigued and they're just kind of like
Yeah.
dead, and it's like a training arc where they have to kind of build their strength back up
Yeah.
again. And
It's funny you mentioned that. I haven't tapped into anime,
Yeah.
but I'm not against it, obviously, at all.
Yeah.
But a buddy of mine was just telling me at a wedding like this past weekend, like you have to get into anime. It's going to change your life. So
I'm
I
not
don't know
into
how
it
true
either.
that is. Okay.
I'm not super into it. I watch one, and there is a lot of similarities to. I
Okay.
think any person that goes to the gym and watches anime has like some sort of character that they connect with. It's
Interesting.
weird, but like I feel that way with like a lot of things like shows or video games or anime. Like a good any of those will make you embark in your own journey as the character that you're like playing
Okay.
or you're watching.
Right.
And anime is a good one because at least the one that I watch, like I watched Demon Slayer,
Okay.
and he when he's up against like what is his strongest opponent at the moment, it takes him everything every single time, and
Yeah.
every single time it's over or he defeats this
Yeah.
this demon, right? He's exhausted and to the point of immobilized.
Okay.
Like someone has to pick him up and get him out of this war
Got
zone
it. Okay.
after he won what he needed to win. Right now, like I just saw the movie that came out for like I think it's like its third, fourth season, whichever it is. It ends with like him exhausted after
Right.
what he just did,
Yeah.
and
Just emptying the tank.
yeah, and you know
Yeah.
what's coming next is him training to build back up and stronger to do something even greater later.
Okay.
And I always walk out of like a season whenever he does it. And there's
Yeah.
seasons where it's a training arc where it's just kind of like, yeah, we're not doing anything crazy.
Yeah.
We're just training. And you tap into this lifestyle, and this kind of goes beyond just anime, but like that is life.
Right. No, there's a lot of things that connect to your
Yeah.
day-to-day stuff, and it translates. It's just the characteristic traits,
Yeah.
right? That's core and fundamental to what you do. I think Kyle actually posted something about fitness, being a business owner, just like a family man,
Yeah.
and those all kind of interconnect.
Yeah.
Right, because how you do anything, it's
How you
it's
do
kind of
everything.
cliche, but it's true.
It's true.
You can't be all in the gym and then be a shitty person outside the gym.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
no, it's
saying?
true.
So
It's true. You can learn a lot about somebody based off of how they conduct themselves
sure.
inside of a gym.
yeah,
Put your weights away. Like that's Kyle's probably one thing when he's like, yo, I just wish people did. But no, it's true.
yeah.
And I guess like, yeah, I mean, that's a perfect way to end it. What's next for you?
I'd say hopefully get this Achilles fixed. Going to be a bit of a stretch goal, not committing to it, but maybe November 9th, there's another shot for me to go for a marathon. I just called one off recently because my Achilles wasn't
Yeah.
in the best shape. But hopefully by then I feel better. If not, I'm not going to put all that pressure on myself.
Yeah.
And just like continue to get faster, stronger. But definitely want to sign up for a Hyrox event.
Yeah.
Whether it's like traveling down south or I think Vegas is
Yeah.
having one early next year. So that sounds fun.
Vegas sounds crazy.
Yeah. But just going to maintain at the very minimum. Keep the mileage pretty consistent and just be ready for the next marathon or Hyrox. I'd say those two are front and center right now. So
Not bad.
yeah.
I know you have a discount code. I have a discount code.
Yeah.
We could both say it's our discount codes. So if you guys want Insatiable gear,
Yes, sir.
we have 10% discount codes. Mine is Jens10.
Okay.
Yours is
pretty similar. So, but make sure to use mine.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's J Marin 10. It'll be
Marin is how you say it?
Marin. Yeah.
I did
Curious,
not
how
know
did you
that.
think it was
I
pronounced?
thought it was Martin.
Martin.
Isn't it Martin?
No. A lot of people see the invisible T there, though. I don't know how.
There's no T?
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Marin.
I honestly thought there was a T this whole time.
Yep.
You said it earlier, and I was like, why did he say his last name like that? But thank you,
funny.
bro, for being part of season 2. I'm glad you wanted to do this. It's been a long time coming. I know it was like a lot of
Yeah.
rescheduling, dude. We had to reschedule because of Hyrox and
I
then the
know.
marathon, and it's glad we finally got to do it. I hope
Sure.
you enjoyed.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. It's an honor. Again, back to your question earlier about folks wanting to learn more about running or just kind of the hybrid training, I'm more than happy to help. I know there's a lot of faces here that I see often
Yeah.
and probably don't talk, but like always
bite.
open to connect. So, yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for having me.
No bullshit.
Cool.
James Marin 10. Jen's 10. James Marin.
Thanks,
you.
man.
Marin?
Yes, sir.
That's not El Salvadorian. I was like, what?